So AFI owns their first year short film, so we submitted it illegally to a festival specifically for proof of concept films that American Cinematheque has, Proof Film Festival. We got the audience award, and then we got the financing, which was...
What are they going to do, ungraduate us?
Yeah. What, am I going to get a doctorate in film?
Take that, AFI.
Yeah.
What inspired, where did the idea come from?
The idea came from wanting to make a movie that was just sort of the type of movie that was like something that might be passed around on a college campus where your weird friend might be like, you got to see this. And then, of course, talking, as Giselle and I developed it further, it became this thing about, sort of getting back at people in a way that's maybe a little different and unique than typical.
Spite as fuel.
What were your first impressions of the script, and what made you want to do the film?
There were some choice lines in the script that I felt strongly I had to say. I was like,
give me one.
Last night I jacked off into a trash can, which I don't really know if it's still in the movie.
Which was cut.
It was cut from the movie. But the point is, I got to say it, and so I have lived that moment of my life. I don't know. I read the script and I was like, oh, this is my id. This is like the monster version of me. I would like to express that.
For you too?
I thought it was one of the smartest, most original scripts I'd read in a long time. It sat on my desk for like 2 months, and I was like, the musical, oh boy. And then I read it and was hooked because it was audacious, felt really original, smart, funny, characters were great, and there were so many lines and so many speeches. And again, and like Will's saying, I felt like for my character, I had a instant bead on the character. Like I know exactly what I wanted to do with it.
Describe it.
Well,
in detail.
Yeah. I mean, I love playing characters that are stupider than they think they are. Do you know, there's nothing more delicious to me than that. And sort of like low rent, unbridled ambition is a really funny concept. And I also love somebody who's thinks they're so charming and well put together, but it's completely manufactured. Is really fun, and I mean, we had a lot of laughs.
What about for you? What was the?
I thought the script was so funny and original, and these two were already attached by the time I read it, and we had never really met, weirdly, even though we were on NBC at the same time, but obviously a huge fan. And then everyone I knew that knew Will raved about him in a way that I was like, I have to work with him. And then we got to have a meal and meet. And when you meet Giselle, you just want to work with her. You want to help her make this first film, and you just want to be a part of the ride of it. So got me.
How did you cast these child actors, and what is it like working with them when you have to be so hostile to these children and just fill their heads with terrible ideas?
I mean, the kids were insane, and like in the best way possible, because a lot of them had never acted before. And I actually, when I met with Rob, I was so thrilled he wanted to do it, because I had like studied the way Coppola cast The Outsiders just religiously, and how they just like, we didn't have any like money for rehearsal. So I was like, how the heck am I going to get these kids to have chemistry? So for the callbacks, I brought them in all together, and they all memorized the same pair of sides, and we would switch roles. We did like a 6-hour session, and it was so much fun. And it was like, by the time we went to set, they were like a crew, and it felt like camp, which was bad for us, because they were 24/7 and so crazy.
So crazy.
And I was like, Will, I need your help. You need to yell at them a little harder. And like,
It was really wild. Giselle was like, I know you're playing this character who's really mean to these children. Would you please be really mean to these children? Like, I want you to come in here and scream so loudly at them that like they cry to their parents later. Which I was like, oh, okay. I don't know if that.
no, Will
right.
was like, that's your job. And then by the end, Will was with me. Quiet down.
Yeah, I was like, these kids suck. No, they're. But it was really fun. I grew up doing children's musical theater. So like when I was 6, 7, 8 years old, like I was, so it was a very meta, wonderful, horrifying experience to work with those kids.
Yeah,
and watch them do.
I had the same. I started in children's theater in Dayton, Ohio, and that scene where they go to the list and see who's cast. Like, I had post-traumatic stress because I never made it out of the chorus. So I felt bad for those kids.
Dude,
I
I remember seeing some girl's name was playing the Scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz, and I just like exploding in tears, just like scream crying at my parents. I know.
Same. I did Wizard of Oz as a kid.
Who'd you play?
The coroner.
That's coroner I must have
As
heard.
coroner,
Is
I
that a
must
real
have heard.
part, or
I
did they
thoroughly
write it?
examined her.
Yeah,
She's not only merely dead, she's really most sincerely dead. Scene.
a great role, a classic role.
I love that.
Well, it stuck with you.
Yeah, you're not gonna forget
Glad
that.
we can give
Wizard
you
of
this
Oz.
opportunity, Rob.
Yes.
So was it tricky working around, child actor hours and everything?
Well, that's why there was so much pressure to shoot it in the summer. And then we started a labor camp. So, I'm just kidding. But no, it was, I had the most delightful parents on set, and the kids had so much fun. They're all here. I'm like, and it's, I don't know, they're the cutest kids ever, and they text me all the time with their parents' phone. And I'm like very happy to hear it. And now they started making their own movies.
No.
Yeah, they send me their little short films, like 2 minutes. I'm like, I'm always on the jury of my high school, and like there's nothing funnier than like kids making, because it's so violent. Someone dies so violently every single time.
Yes.
And it's the greatest films. Yeah, I've gotten 3 so far out of the 13 kid group.
When Charlie Sheen and Chris Penn and I would make 8mm movies in school, it was always about Nom. It was always Nom. It's like we just like violent.
Yeah.
Kids like violent movies when they get to make them.
It's true. They've all shown me their deaths.
Do you still have those?
I do.
You do? Are they in your
I do.
doc?
They're gonna be in a documentary coming out, and there's some of them are in the Charlie Sheen documentary.
Yeah.
There's a couple of them in the Charlie Sheen. Yeah.
What about DVD extras for the musical?
Oh, we need that.
We need that. Let's go.
I'm in.
And then let's recreate them.
Right. Okay.
Let's shoot them on a red.
Yes.
The tone is like clear on the page, but Giselle was like, watch Apocalypse Now. The comp for this film is Apocalypse Now and Hearts of Darkness.
Nom.
Yeah, Nom.
Nom.
Yeah, she was like, these kids are Martin Sheen. You are Francis Ford Coppola. You're losing your mind. You're screaming at these people. They're gonna have heart attacks.
Yeah. I said to watch Heart of Darkness.
Heart of
and I was like,
Darkness.
you're Coppola.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there?
It is actually.
Yeah.
100%.
It literally is Heart of Darkness.
Well, there's nothing funnier to me than someone who takes himself seriously, and we wanted to shoot it that way.
Was there? Expand on like the learning curve of your first feature.
Well, luckily I was surrounded by veterans, so that was very helpful. But we made the short, and we brought the whole crew from the short. And then because we got Rob, we were able to shoot at Union in Los Angeles. So we had a a very talented crew that hasn't really done narrative in LA in years. They're all doing commercials.
We shot at Union, that would be the Screen Actors Guild SAG Award alert. I'm just saying.
Actors Award.
Ensemble.
Actors
SAG. We
Award.
shot at Union
But
because
we had-
of Hank. Thank you. I'm just saying.
But we had a crew that was so down to clown because they hadn't done narrative in forever. And then I had these 3. It was like, it was actually very hard. It was a very traumatic experience. But,
Like,
but
it was a dream come true. It was a nightmare.
But
It was a true nightmare.
it was the most fun ever. I feel like I learned more about directing in the 19 days I worked with them than I did in the 2 film schools that I went to.
I have never, ever been put through my paces more by a director than Giselle. First time director, never gave me a bad note. Never gave me a bad note. Not once. And
That can't be
like,
true.
I'd be like, I think I kind of crushed that. She'd be like, let's do another one where I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And no, but it was true. And it was great. It was fantastic. In very, very rare to work with somebody so young and just at the beginning and being so sure-footed and having such a great vision, for sure.
Great film. Thank you all for coming in.
Thank you
you
so
so
much.
much.
Yes.
Thank you.